Hi, can you guys hear the music? I have to get
Um,
used to my volume again.
What
Yeah,
volume number are you at?
it's like I have two volumes I'm working with, though.
Good
I'm telling you,
morning.
it's some real DJ work.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Hello, hello.
Happy Tuesday. Allison, good morning, everyone. Yep. Good morning. Christelle from Miami. What's up?
Right, guys? Happy Tuesday.
Morning. Today is tax day, unless you did an extension. Maybe you're like me. I did my taxes early March. Get it out of the way.
All right, guys. Love the energy in the chat. Good morning, Ruby. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Allison, Christelle, Carlos, Alexander, Yvette, Ruben, Juan, Sergio, George, Michael, Angela, Bruce.
Bunch.
Love that, guys. Love that. Um,
To follow up what Initial saying, I love paying my fair share of taxes. Correct. And that's what share. Jose Ramirez is going to be talking about, I think, what, tomorrow, right? Yep.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yep.
Back here, same place, same time. I think we'll be using Webinar Jam tomorrow, so it'll look a little different, but it still works. So really cool.
Yep. And yeah, we'll have a big all-day Saturday event that's going to go deeper down. That's coming
yeah.
up on the 26th too, so that should be fun.
Yes. More networking, more hands-on work. Workshops are always
Yep. We got one also in Palm Beach with Michael and Abby on the 24th. We'll get through all that good stuff coming through. How many of you guys watched the Masters yesterday? Or no, yesterday, Sunday.
Yeah.
My days are all screwy.
No,
Sunday,
it's so
Sunday.
cool. It's so cool. Really cool.
Porter's an expert. Rory McIlroy hitting the most difficult putts in history.
I just love that viral moment where like nobody has their phones out, like they're all locked in.
Yep.
That was like that. You never see that anymore. Pretty cool.
So yeah, let's get started already. It is already
Do it.
from China.
Hi, good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you guys for coming on in. This is BPM RIA, Broward Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter here in South Florida. Boom. That is in compliance with the National Real Estate Investors Association. My name is Alexa, COO here at BPM RIA. We have an awesome webinar for you guys. We have Anish Dave, our CEO, in the virtual building. We have Harry Diamond, one of our lead mentors in the virtual building today, and they're going to talk about how to stop overthinking, start investing, the 5-step blueprint to your first real estate deal. So we're super excited to talk about this. And just to get us started on an amazing note, we have a raffle for you guys. So to enter the raffle, all you got to do is text the word quick start, all one word, no spaces, to our event line. It's 954 800 6961. So go ahead and text that word to that phone number that you see on the screen. I also popped the details in the chat for you guys. So go, go, go. You will be able to win a free seat to our 2-day quick start, $695 value. So good luck. I will announce the winner at the end. So you have to stay on into the end to find out if you win. Alrighty. Upcoming events, guys. We have so much going on. I don't want to, you know, hit you guys too hard with this, but we have amazing events. I mean, I can't express that enough. We have raffles at pretty much every single event, missing a little raffle button there, but you guys, you're going to want to be at the in-person events because you're going to get bonuses, you're going to get raffles, you're going to meet people, you're going to have a great experience. So please join us at whether it's a webinar, whether it's a workshop. We want you at every single event. There's so much value in each and every one. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about tax planning for business owners, free webinar. Go get registered on our website. A Thursday, we're going to talk about subject two with two of our awesome members. Anish is going to interview them and tell us what is going on in the subject two world here in South Florida and what they're up to and their team. We have AI, cybersecurity for real estate investors and small business owners next week with Next Mill Mastermind, another free webinar, another awesome webinar, AI powered deal finding with the owner of the Deal Finder software that we use in-house, and Anish, our CEO, are going to break it down. I love those. Very, very cool to see and also keep those recordings to refer back to you guys. So just keep that in mind. We record these webinars, we post them on our YouTube channel, but you'll only be able to participate in the raffle if you're here with us live. So we always want to encourage you to guys come live and also chat with us in the Q&A and ask those questions in the Q&A box down below live on the spot. So that's what we're here for. That's what we want to bring to you guys. And I do want to highlight this in-person workshop. It is free. It is going to be in Boca Raton. Go to the website. It's going to be on page 2 of upcoming events. It's going to be on Thursday, April 24th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And yes, we will also be raffling a free seat to our 2-day quick start. These are like your last chances to win the raffle, you guys. We are getting close. So you're going to want to be there. We will have several mentors there as well. So it'll be a great place to meet them, get connected, have them see your face, shake your hand, build those relationships. We're going to keep talking about that throughout the week. Honestly, throughout this whole month, we always talk about relationships, but super important to meet these people face to face and get to know them and start building your power team. We cannot emphasize that enough. So we look forward to seeing you guys all week long. We are nonstop here at BPM Rio. We want to give so much value and help you guys build your businesses and just be so successful. So my favorite way to keep up with events, super easy. If you want those text updates of when we're having events with the registration link, the time, location, really convenient. Go ahead and text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line here, 954-800-6961. This will opt you in to those text updates for all of our events. If we do anything special, we'll be sure to notify you via text. So that is really convenient and my favorite way to keep up with events. Details are in the chat, guys, by the way. Our next quick start, just so you all know, it is coming up around the corner. It is coming up May 17th and 18th, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to talk about wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing with our 4 incredible guest speakers. Anish Dave, our CEO, will teach the entire training. You will have 2 full days with Anish, and you're going to meet 4 key people in our power team: Kevin Thatcher, owner of Independence Title; Francisco Mago, the owner of ReaFax, the deal finder software we use. We have our chief tax strategist from Advanced Tax Advisors that you guys get to meet tomorrow. And then we also have our primary contractor, Carl Sheely. You guys, if you don't know him, you got to meet him. So you'll never forget him once you meet him. And he is absolutely awesome and does all the stuff for our team and all of our students. So you guys want to meet these people, you want to lock them into your phone. Trust me, you're going to want to go to this boot camp if you haven't already. So I see a lot of you have already attended, but most of you are interested. So I'm really happy that you're on here today because we're going to do some fun stuff here. And one person is going to get a free ticket. So that's awesome. We've added a little bit of creative stuff in here. We've added some AI stuff. So you guys, we're making sure to keep up to date with the things that are going on right now. So trust me, you're going to want to spend these 2 full days with us. I know this is your weekend, but you're not going to regret it. And that is why we also have a money back guarantee for you guys. So after the first day, if you are not, this is not for you, no problem. We will give you your money back. But we do really want everyone to join this training if you haven't already. It is limited. We don't do this very often, so you're going to want to get in once you see those dates on the calendar. So members, as you know, you get all the goodies. You get the National RIA Benefit Package, discounts to Home Depot, Millennial Insurance, Red Perfect, CAMA Plan, Avis Budget, all the good stuff that you all need as investors, as well as you get in for free for our 4 quarterly networking meetings that we have per year. your guests come in for a discount. And then you get special pricings on all the workshops that we do charge for. So you're definitely going to want to get your membership if you don't have it already. Go ahead and get that on the website on bpmria.com. Click that memberships tab. And last but very not least, one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. Some of you may know that we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring. Some of you may not. For those that have no idea what I'm talking about, we actually put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. We have your own personal coach that you will be matched with, and we are there to support you all the way through. So this is a very, very unique program. So I'd love to get that brochure over to you with the breakdown of everything we include in the programs that we offer, as well as the pricing information. All you need to do is book that discovery call right on our website. You get a 30-minute call with me, and we get to talk about what you're looking for, details in our program. And during that call, I will be more than happy to schedule this free consultation with you and a mentor so you can really get into the nitty-gritty and see if our program is a good fit for you to get to your goals. So without, oh, guys, if you would like to fund your education, I do have this third-party funding available. All you need to do is scan the QR code. If you'd prefer me to email this to you, my email is in the chat right now, so you can always reach out to me. If you're interested, all you need is a minimum 620 credit score, $35,000 verifiable income, soft credit pull, and you will get the response within the same day, as long as you do this within business hours. So this third-party funding is available for you to fund your education if you're interested. And I always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA for all of the awesome things that they provide us. You guys, I'm so excited. We have the dates out for our next leadership conference, which you guys know that I attend the National RIA Leadership Conference every year to take in as much value and information and updates and bring them back to you guys and just pour as much as I possibly can into the RIA from what's going around the country, all the good things. We put our minds together and just really hone in and try to work on the memberships for you guys. So really thankful for them. I'm thankful for you guys to show up at this webinar today. Always want to thank you guys, and also thank our coaches. Thank Anish, thank you, Harry, for taking the time to come on here. We know that you guys have, deals to be doing right now. I literally just I'm listing properties, I'm this, I'm that, we're doing so much here. So like the fact that you guys take the time to do these webinars is huge. So with that being said, you guys, in this webinar, please put your questions in the Q&A box. These guys have deals to show you, just a lot of things to show you. Like we're going to be talking about the 5-step blueprint. So put those questions in the Q&A box so we don't miss them, because I'll be popping helpful links in the chat throughout the webinar today, and reminding you guys to enter the raffle because somebody in here will be winning a free seat to our 2-day quick start. So with that being said, we want to be answering all your questions. Put those in the Q&A. And I will be here to support in the background. And I'm fading to the back now. Anish,
Let's do it. Yeah, thank you, Alexa. So I do see a lot of new faces actually on the chats, names that I haven't seen for a while. So you've already met Alexa, our COO at BPM RIA. My name's Anish Dave, president of BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA. I don't even know if I have to say that anymore. It's been a good 4 or 5 years, but I do see a lot of new faces here too. So my background, I've been a real estate agent since 2004. I've spent well over $50,000 on real estate education back when the market crashed. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. How many of you guys have read Rich Dad Poor Dad? Put it in the chat. And if you haven't, highly recommend it. What I can tell you was that my dad is poor dad, and I was on the path of being poor dad. Got my finance degree, grew up in New Jersey. And one of the things, I got sick of the cold. And I realized I didn't want to be a doctor or an engineer. I always liked real estate. Started my own mortgage company. I was an unbelievable real estate investor from 2000 2002 to 2008. Made a lot of money. And for you old timers, you know what happened in 2008. The market crashed. So I literally went from millions of dollars to filing bankruptcy. Why do I tell you this? Because I know some of you guys have been wanting to do real estate or you've been in real estate and you got burnt back then. And I'm living proof. If I could do it, you could do it too also. The other people on our team, we have Harry Diamond. We do have four mentors here at BPM RIA that were all former students and now they're mentors. And Harry, if you want to just explain your background and how you got part of the BPM RIA team, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Well, after running two companies in my past history, one was an engineering firm that controlled the East Coast of the US and Mexico. And then I gave that all up when I was 30 years old and moved to Vermont to live in the middle of an apple orchard, a 700-acre apple orchard, and run a farm market, country bake shop. It was so successful that we got a lot of local and nationwide attention. Rachel Ray, the Food Network, Good Morning America, et cetera, et cetera. And that was great. I was living the American dream, but things had changed in my relationship status, and I had to find a new career. And I was looking at real estate, which I knew absolutely nothing about when I started this, but I knew it was an additional stream of income. So I jumped in with both feet with my girlfriend at the time, Victoria, and we researched everything, did a national program, learned a lot of things, but never enough to pull the trigger. Spent $50,000 to never do a deal. And that seems to be a common thread with many of the people here and probably some of you as well. But we just followed the leader, and thank you, Anish, for helping us and guide us along the way. Within the first year, we became the number one students in the Broward County area. And over the years, we've just learned so much and have been helped so much that we've felt it our duty, our responsibility to pay it forward and to help people like yourself. So welcome to this call and back to you, Anish.
And so, you know, we talk about are you living your best life? So I've been fortunate to be married 14 plus years, and my wife loves traveling more than I do, I think. So we've been able to, through wholesaling and rehabbing, rebuild our life. Luckily, I live in Las Olas and we get to travel around the world. What I did notice also, our mentors love to travel. One of the other things that is really important to me is not only to make a lot of money, is to be able to spend time with the people I love. So my dad and I, if you guys are following me on social media, we do a lot of fun things. We get to go to ball games, basketball games, and all the above, and have a lot of fun. As I said, the other mentors, the common theme is that we all love to travel around the world. So I know Harry's been all through Europe. They're always planning these big trips. So for you guys that are football fans, I worked with the Miami Dolphins Business Combine. What I love about Miami Dolphins is Stephen Ross is a real estate guy, and he created the first business combine. Fast forward, they actually created the professional athletic community. If some of you guys were wondering where I was last week, MIA. I was the wholesale rehab expert for 120 former and current NFL players last week. So it's a lot of fun. And what I always laugh is they ask me the same questions that people ask me during RIA. Is it a good time to invest in real estate? I'm scared to make offers and all the above. So actually, we might have some of the players actually on our webinar today, as I did invite them. The other cool thing is, again, I do love that our BPM student community, we get to do barbecues, happy hours, all the above. Some of you guys have been on the Alaskan cruise with us. We do have our next national RIA cruise February 1st to February 8th, leaving Miami. Highly recommend vacation, fun times, a lot of education. And I won't say it's a tax expense, but or tax deductible, and it should be. So the other cool thing is, you know, I got to meet Grant Cardone. Originally, he wasn't my cup of tea until I actually met him. And what I really do like about Grant is that he does a lot of non-for-profit and his passion is kids. So for me, it was pretty cool to actually meet Grant and chat with him for about an hour. Also be the first guest on Money Chats as the real estate expert. So what I'm going to do is play a little quick video of what we've been up to 2024 before we get started also.
This is one of the best programs I've been a part of. The support is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Anish and everybody that was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They are very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great quick start seminar.
Never mind. Wait for me to
BPM RIA, Anish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Moss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this pack event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like a light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to Anish Dave, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it because I feel confident now of knowing what exactly what I want to do after meeting him and getting the base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position. Grab the seat of the chair. The seat.
There you go.
Put your knee on the corner if you want to. All right. You go straight to the floor, not at an angle, straight up and down. You're gonna see the straight to the floor. Touch it once.
You're gonna destroy that shit, dude.
Touch it a third time. Explode!
And I have to say they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. You know, they're not going to leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM RIA program, it's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. You know, they funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call Anish and be like, "Hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?"
They're not going to let your deal fall through.
So that gives you a quick idea of what we've been up to. So I want to make sure you guys are alive. So how many of you guys want 2025 to be your biggest year ever? Give me a yeah buddy in the chat. Since I can't actually see you, I just want to make sure we're still on the same page. Oh yeah, all right, couple. All right. Yeah, buddy. Okay. How many of you realize there's some things that you definitely need to sharpen up and learn, and if you don't, it's going to cost you money? Give me a yeah, buddy. Yep. Go ahead, Juan. Yep. Ruby. Yep. Okay. And how many of you ultimately understand nothing's free and you'll have to invest in yourself at some point? Give me a yeah, buddy. All right. So now I know that you guys are alive. So let's get into. So let's talk about the 5 steps, right? So why do most new investors fail, right? Is it lack of funding capital? How many guys don't have enough money for deals, right? That was one big thing for me. I was like, oh my gosh, right? Fear of making mistakes, right? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm afraid I don't analysis paralysis. How in the heck do we do this, right? Or is it no step by step? Where do I go from here? What do I do next? Right? For me, I was always challenged when it came to that. I was like, oh, and guess what? My favorite information overload. Too many strategies, right? No clear direction. Oh, I want to go after tax liens. Oh, I want to rehab. I want to do this, right? So for me, I'm going to be very transparent. I had challenges with all 4, right? I didn't have enough money. I was dead broke. I was afraid of making mistakes because I went from making millions and being bankrupt, right? So people always ask us, where's the opportunity, right? And it's right now. And I'm going to show you some of the things of why we think there's so much opportunity, right? There's market shifts. What we've seen, what's happened, right? These last, I don't know, 24 months. What would you say, Harry? Last 12, 24 months, how the market has kind of, I don't want to say slow down. It's becoming more of a buyer's market, especially on the retail side, right? As we go through these market shifts, there's always a ton of opportunities. So we've seen all that. Gosh, Harry, I know you love this, off-market deals. Why do we love off-market deals, Harry?
Less competition.
Less competition and bigger profits, right? For us, that's a big thing out there. Creative financing, right? So Thursday, when I talked to Christy and John, they are creative financing experts, right? And when we say creative financing, and we'll talk a little bit about this, subject to seller financing, lease options, all the above. And how many of you guys, right? Real estate equals generational wealth and financial freedom. How many of you guys put in the chat generational wealth if that's what you're looking for? I'm always kind of curious if anyone is. And if you're not, right, Harry, I always joke about it, is that if you're not into generational wealth, you must not like your family.
Give it to us.
Give it to us, right? You should definitely give it to me. So your 5-step blueprint, right, to closing your first deal. The first says finding profitable deals, right? Seems pretty easy. When we say this, everything's not a deal. I can't even begin to tell you that numbers will change, right? You only see what you want to see, and you always have to look out for what you might be up against, right? Number 2, you got to make sure you analyze the deal correctly. I can tell you when I first started, analysis paralysis. Man, I used to take 3 or 4 days to figure out if it was a deal or not. All of a sudden, I'm too tired. I got to go pick up laundry. I don't know if it's a good deal or not, right? So you got to be able to analyze the deal. And then you got to get it under contract, right? You got to lock up the deal. The 4th step, you got to fund the deal, right? And then the most importantly, you got to close it and get paid, right? So now you're starting to see what you have to do. So let's talk about finding off-market deals. Why do we like MLS, or why do we go after off-market deals versus MLS? So Harry, you touched on it, right? Why do we actually like it? Less competition. What else do you see?
Well, there's more deals out there. There's more potential deals out there. Last run, there were 35,000 off
Well,
market.
we're gonna show that actually after this. So, yes, off market, right? So the whole job of a real estate agent is what? To get the most for your money, right? They're salespeople versus, off market, you're dealing directly with the homeowner. We always talk about it. So I know a lot of you guys are real estate agents. I'm a real estate agent. All real estate agents are not created equal. And a lot of times we've seen real estate agent kill deals. Same thing with attorneys. So I know if you're an attorney, don't get mad at me on that end of it. Everyone's always trying to show their self-worth. So when you're actually dealing directly with the homeowner, a lot of times it's even more money in their pocket. So some of the best strategies to find deals, right? What we've done is driving for dollars. So go ahead, Harry. What's driving for dollars? Maybe, a lot of you guys have heard it. Don't know
It's
what it
very
is.
simple. Just as you're traveling around and looking at properties on the way to work, to your gym, anywhere, you're looking for properties that, in our case, are distressed or something that brings your attention, and you do some research on them.
So what would be an example? Like you're not just driving aimlessly. What would you see, wherever you're going? Like what would that really mean? Like what are some of the
Well, for distressed properties, would be a bad roof, a blue tarp, boarded up housing, houses that are posted with violations. There's usually a piece of paper and with blue tape taped to the door. Tall grass, in conjunction with all of those things. A lot of trash strewn around. Just the house that does not look like it's lived in, almost haunted in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some key points. The blue tarp, overgrown grass, mail coming out. It could be even for rent sign. There's a lot of different things out there that you want to go out there and see what's actually happening. The other thing is, we're actually talking to them, right? We're actually knocking on doors as the local investor. Direct mail, right? So direct mail is fantastic and costly, can be costly. What's really important about direct mail is the messaging has to be good. The second end of it, you have to track what your KPIs. You want to make sure, hey, if I do a probate letter or a postcard, how many phone calls am I getting? Right? You want to make sure you have a CRM. What we can also tell you, it's about 6 months of consistency that you need. So if I have a budget, don't just do 1,000 mailers one time, right? We want you to consistently do mailers. What we are seeing, I'm going to give you some averages that are out there, is that right now it is about a 2% response rate on direct mail. Again, that doesn't mean it's a deal. It's a response rate that they're calling, texting, and they're actually contacting you. The key is you have to be consistent and make sure you have money set aside for that. The other thing is cold calling, right? So what do we mean by cold calling, right? And it could be people that are tired of being a landlord. I know some of you guys have properties, right? I was a landlord, had some great properties, and I had some properties that were not so great. And what I mean by that, I almost felt like it was haunted. I had to evict someone twice from the same property. In-state, out-of-state owners, again, calling people, and we're always looking for motivation. What are some of the motivation things that you've seen, Harry? What would be something that you would consider motivation?
Well, either they're financially motivated or they either have to move, they have a job relocation, um, family problems, divorce, among some.
Yep. So it could be pre-foreclosure, right? It could be one. Like what, again, Harry's talking about, they got moved to another job. Maybe they're downsizing their homes, right? There's a lot of baby boomers that they're empty nesters. They don't need that big house. Also, in our market, you know what's happening. I don't even want to talk about insurance and taxes. The cost of maintaining your house is becoming more. So there's a lot of different things out there. Again, we're not looking for distressed properties. We're looking for motivated sellers. Unfortunately, we've seen properties that were beyond horrendous, and the sellers are not motivated. All right. And vice versa. We've seen properties that are in perfect condition and the sellers are motivated, right? It can be probates also. We do have a lot of people that, unfortunately, they come to Florida to retire, they pass away. The heirs, the kids live, up north, New Jersey, New York, Chicago, and, they don't really want the property. They want the cash. Some of the other things that we also use online lead generation. So pay per click, you might have heard that, where you could actually do Google ads. It is super expensive in our market. So what I'm going to tell you is the most I've actually spent was about $5,000 to $10,000 a month on pay per click. I was literally paying almost $300 or $400 per lead. So it does become expensive. You want to make sure you're tracking. So you want to be able to, again, really make sure you have a budget. You got to have a tracking system or a CRM that really tracks whatever form of advertising you're doing. Again, there's two ways to get deals. You either have to have the phone ringing in or you're going out there and talking to people, right? So again, we're going to go ahead and look for some of these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you ReaFax. So how many of you guys know what ReaFax is? How many of you guys go ahead and put in the chat if you've actually used ReaFax? You've been on one of our webinars with Francisco, all the above, right? So I see some of you guys know. So when you join our coaching program, I actually pay for this. With our discount, with BPM, our discount promo code, the full version for the state is $229. ReaFax is in 7 different states. So if you're investing in Florida, there's nothing better out there, is what I'm going to tell you. Yes, there are other companies like PropStream, REI Pro that are excellent, and they don't give you as much information. So Harry, I'm going to ask you, right? We'll pick Broward County, or go ahead and put in the chat. Tell me where you guys are at, and you guys tell me there's no deals. So if someone put a zip code, put a zip code in the chat that you're saying, hey, there's no deals there. Okay, I see. Okay, we can do. All right, Kelvin, I'm going to let you pick first. He said in Palm Beach. So let me go to Palm Beach County. And I'm going to pick, let me go back to it since you were first. The zip code he picked is 33065. Okay. So Kelvin, so we talked about it. Would you guys agree that somebody in pre-foreclosure should be motivated? Right? Can we all agree on that? Give me a yeah, buddy, in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna pick, and again, today's not a ReaFax class, so we're just gonna run it. I just want to show you what the opportunity is out there.
It won't
So,
show 665 is in Broward.
33065 is in Broward?
I believe so. Yeah, it's Coral Springs area.
Oh, did I miss that? Okay, then okay.
Just do the county if you want.
Yep.
Depending on how you want
Any county, that's in 3305. Pre-foreclosure. So go ahead and put in the chat. How many do we think are in there? Right? I'm going to play it. Okay, so there's 246 in Coral Springs, right? That's just one little county, right? So the question is, the next part of that question is, how many of those are for sale? And what I mean for sale, it's listed on the MLS, right? So 246. And the answer is only 17. So if you actually go through what's green, only 9 are actively for sale. The other 8 are under contract. So everyone's battling after these 9, right? You're competing with local investors, international investors, hedge funds, all the above. What about the other 200? Don't make me do the math, but about 230, or actually 229. What about those people? Right? So that's what we're going after. I'm going to go a little bit broader because that was just one county. Let's just pick Broward County in general, right? Let's pick the whole county. So let's see.
Hold on to your hats, people.
10,554. That's Broward County. And so what we've seen since December, we're around 8,000, 8,500, almost 2,000 more properties in what's that, in 4 months that are pre-foreclosure. Well, we found out also the data, 80% or more have equity. That means if they have equity, it's a quick 30-day closing. We're going to pay for the late payments, the interest, the attorney fees, right? Closing costs, and they may walk away with money, right? So out of those 10,000, how many of those are for sale, right? Again, listed with an agent. Only 698. What about the other 9,800 plus people? Right? So there is a lot of opportunity. Make sure you do put all your questions in the Q&A. So this is actually scrubbed off of public records. And the way we know they're in pre-foreclosure, just so you guys know, is they've been served a list pendants. So when you do the 2-day quick start, we dive deeply into this. We're going to have the founder of Refax, Francisco, be on board for the hour going into Refax. So we also talked about probates, right? So probate, Harry, you want to tell everyone what a probate is, a quick definition?
Probate is just a legal process that enables the property to transfer hands. So if someone dies and they don't have a trust or something that automatically redirects the property, it's a legal process where the court has to appoint a legal heir or legal beneficiaries.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, just so you know, the chat moves way too fast for us. If you put your questions in the Q&A, we could keep track of it also. And so Refax works throughout the state of Florida, just so you guys know. So let's
7 states.
Yep, it's in 7 states also. When you're actually in our 2-day quick start, you'll actually meet the founder. It does a lot of cool stuff, and we've done a lot of Refax webinars. So if you check them out on our YouTube channel, you'll see all the cool stuff it does also. So I'm going to pick Miami-Dade County, right? So probates, Harry gave you the quick version probate, right? Again, this is filed with the court records. This is how the software finds it. Back in the old days, when I say the old days, I'm going to use pre-Refax or pre-software. I actually went down to the county courthouse, talked to somebody, and there's like these massive books, and I had to literally flick through to see what a probate was. I'm reading all the stuff to get a name and a phone number, right? So again, this is why I pay for the software when you're in our coaching program. So now I'm going to pick Miami-Dade. So how many probates do you guys think are in Miami-Dade, right? They've been filed. What I love about probates, almost, I would say more than half, I'd say even close to 70 or 80% have equity in them. A lot of them are free and clear, actually. So let's see, how many probates? Put in the chat. Miami-Dade County.
Quickly.
7,499. Jorge, you've been following us for a while. It's funny, it was about 6,000 a couple months ago. Literally 7,499.
They're dropping like flies.
So the question is, how many are those for sale? What do you guys think? How many of those 7,499 are for sale today? Again, listed with an agent. Here's the number, 260. If you guys are starting to see, right, is that about 2% are for sale. So a lot of you guys are saying, I talk to investors all the time, oh, Anish, there's no deals out there. Well, what happens if you're looking in the wrong spot? Are you guys starting to see why we're excited about real estate investing? So imagine having money out there, right? And seeing that. And I'm going to also go, I know some of you guys live in Palm Beach. Everyone always picks on me. You guys never pick Palm Beach. What should we figure out? Probates or pre-foreclosures? What do you guys want to do? Put in the chat. Someone put in the chat.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I
what?
just loaded.
Okay, pre-foreclosures. Bruce says pre-foreclosures. Palm Beach, let's pick pre-foreclosures.
Put your numbers in the chat. Here we go.
8,575. You see that? And guess what? How many are for sale? And I bet it's going to be around 2%. 480.
And also, I'd like to add in, you guys are watching this happen live. This is happening within seconds. You're getting a list. Everyone is always looking for lists and where do I find properties? Literally within a few minutes, you just found about 20,000 properties that are potential for us to go after.
What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to add, let's see.
Right, it's a new feature. We can do this where we can do multiple count. The right, yeah, that blue one.
There you go. So yeah, let's just pick all of South Florida, right? Let's pick Broward.
Southeast Florida.
Southeast Florida, sorry. The 3 counties we'll pick, right?
Yeah, Miami-Dade, yep.
Right, so
this is all pre-foreclosure in the 3 counties. You hold on to your hats. You're going to be blown away by this number.
34,823 opportunities. Right? And how many of those are for sale? Right? Again, for sale means they're listed with a real estate agent. 2,126. There are 32,000 opportunities, is what I'm trying to tell you. How many of you guys are excited about real estate now? Give me a yeah, buddy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not, I don't know what else can get you more excited, right? So as the market is changing, there's a ton of opportunities. So, and we'll show you some of the things that we're doing. As I said, for these next, this hour, I want to show you real deals that we're doing. Want to show you real opportunities. I'm going to talk about our coaching program and why you're going to want to invest in yourself at the 19,997. It is booming out there, right? So again, when you're in our 2-day quick start, we're going to dive into this deeper, right? So I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what the heck is out there in our market. So let's see if, let me go back to our.
Yeah, there are plenty of deals out there for everyone.
Yep, it is like mind-boggling, right? So some of the other things people always, how do we analyze deals? The key is speed. What I mean by that is I saw a bunch of you guys talk about analysis paralysis. So 1,000,000%. I'm a control freak, and I'm a recovering analysis paralysis guy. And what I mean by that is we teach you our quick formula, right? Our 75% rule. So ARV, if you ever hear ARV, it means after repair value, right? We're going to give you like a quick deal analysis of what we look at, right? So again, after repair value, let's pretend a house, it's all fixed up. It's $400,000. How are we going to get that? We're going to do comparables. REFX does comparables. If you're an agent, obviously, you could do your own comparables. If you're an agent, my caveat is, right, if you don't have software and you're asking your agent to do comparables, you got to be careful where they're only showing you the highest ones, right? We always want to be in the middle. So again, $400,000 is what it costs, times it by 0.75. And then you want to take out your repair costs. So in my example, our repair cost is 50,000. Again, there's closing costs. Again, this is just a simple number. Our offer price is 250. The reason we use 75%, we want to make 25% on our money. 20 to 25%. Yes, I've heard 70% rule. We've even gone up to 80%. Our market is super competitive. So that does happen when it comes there. So I think it's just, it's just one of those things that is definitely out there and has a ton of opportunity, right? Again, these are ways that you just want to be able to basically lock up the deal and get it under contract. So it's really important. So yeah, what's our next step, right? We got to lock up the deal. So you're building rapport with sellers, right? What does that mean? So Harry, what are some of the things that you do? So Harry and Victoria, they're a little bit unique, where they actually do no marketing. They're almost unicorns. I would say, you're getting all your deals knocking on doors, right? You do a lot of research. So what does that mean about building rapport? What does that actually look like?
Oh, I feel more comfortable knowing a little bit more about what's going on in the homeowner situation because people work with those they trust. And if I know a little bit more about what's going on than the next guy, the people will actually talk to me more. So talk to us, Victoria and myself, more. And because I know a lot of what's going on, about 98% of what's going on in their situation, we're able to come up with options that are available to them. And that really makes the biggest difference that they can make the decision that works best for them and their family.
Yeah, and the key is there's a couple of things that Harry and Victoria do also. Since they're knocking on doors a lot because that's, your formula, it's tougher to say no, right? Is when someone actually comes to your house and has a solution for you, right? So a lot of people in pre-foreclosure, they have no idea what's happening, right? They're getting all these letters, they're not sure. There's attorney letters. What do I do? What are their options? Is number one. No, a couple things that I've seen you do, right, is we do reverse mortgage short sales or where the homeowner might be they're going to lose their home. Really, the only option is us. And I've seen you guys actually help them find other housing. I've seen, some of the other things that, that you've done. I know you've gone grocery shopping. You've done all sorts of things. And so you guys are the investors that care. And I love actually, Harry, what you want to tell everyone what the name of your company is?
It's Valor Ventures. It's all about honor and integrity. And our tagline is there in valor, there's hope.
Exactly. So again, one of the things is it's not really looking at the deal to make money. It's always about making money and making a win-win all the way through, right? So it's just the combination that you want because a lot of new investors are always thinking about how much money am I going to make versus let's do the right thing and the money just shows up, right? So the other part is unlocking up the deal. You need to make the right offer, right? So what I mean by that is we have to talk about exit strategies. If you buy it for X or put it under a contract, then what, right? How are we going to wholesale this out if we're rehabbing it? So your strategy, Harry, if you just want to talk about it, you're not a buy and hold guy. What's out of all the strategies out there, what are your favorite ones?
My favorite one is to negotiate the deal, buy it at a really, really good price, and then wholesale it to someone else who will do the final work, the flipper, the contractor. And I like minimal risk, minimal exposure. So I'm usually in and out pretty much the same exact day, which is very comforting because I know the money's there and I know what profit margin we're going to make on that day, on closing day. But like Anish said earlier, the key is I don't really focus on the money. I focus on solving the problems, and the money just shows up sometimes in amounts that don't make any logical sense. But God bless their hearts.
Yeah, and so we've done wholesaling webinars versus flipping properties. So wholesaling, we're not fixing a house. You buy low and you sell low, leaving enough room for someone else to make money. Harry and Victoria are very modest. So a lot of people in our industry, oh, I've done this many transactions, this many deals. For me, the question is how much money are you putting in your pocket, right? And that's what it really comes down to on the business side. I know at one point, one of the years you guys did 7 deals and you guys netted over $1.1 million. Right? So that's some pretty crazy numbers out there. And what the best part was, you didn't fix any of those houses, right? You wholesaled them to other rehabbers that made a lot of money, and you built your buyers list over the years. So as I said, you're going to find your niche. Again, what you're very unique where you only pay for software and you do no marketing. The funny part is now after going out to REI Black Book, what Harry and Victoria are starting to realize, they're leaving a lot of money on the table. So we're adding more systems too. The other important thing is using contracts. We use FARBAR as is contract, and make sure you put in those additional terms, verbiage that protects you, right? So we talk about inspection days. What are some of the things that, if Harry, you're the seller, I'm the buyer, right? And I want 15 days for inspection, which for us is really what? Marketing days, right? I'm not really inspecting the house. And Harry says, Anish, you're an experienced guy. Why do you need 15 days? I'm only going to give you 5 days. So one of the things that we may add as an additional term, inspection days are what? Business days. The weekends don't count. Holidays don't count. So you want to make sure of that. You could put in verbiage, my financial partner, right? So there's a lot of different verbiage out there. And we really go into this on the 2-day quick start, talking about assignments and double closings and the power for it. So again, you have to lock up the deal, and it cannot, in Florida, it cannot be verbal. And you do have to put a deposit down, guys. So it's really important. Fund the deal, right? So you could do subject to deals. So again, you're taking over existing mortgages. You're not assuming. Big difference, big distinction. You're taking advantage of lower rates, and there's a right way to do this and a wrong way. So it's going to be really important that you do buy it in a trust. Seller financing, right? You could do that where the homeowner becomes the bank. For them, the advantages are what? They might get a tax break. They're not getting a big chunk of money. The other advantages for them is that they're still getting monthly payments, right? They had a rental property, they like the monthly payments. For us, right, no credit check, it can be minimal money down. Same thing with the subject to, right? Same thing with lease options. You can control the property with little money, right? And then the last way you could fund the deals, right? Cash, right? Real cash, hard money, private funding, all the above. So we do like all of these different techniques, but you got to be able to fund the deal. Also, it's super important, right? And the key is also, it doesn't count until you get paid, right? So selling to cash buyers. How many guys actually have a big cash buyers list? Put in the chat. Kind of curious. So at BPM Bria, one of the things that I bought when I bought Bria was the cash buyers list. So we have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list. What that means is if the property is priced right, we can move it fast. You heard Harry talk about it. We'll do same day closings. We move quick on that, right? We go over, are you a fix and flipper? Are you a buy and hold guy? Right? Are you wholesaling? Right? So you got to make sure you have all the stuff in there. That's really important. And then, of course, as I mentioned, BPM RIA has a massive buyers list. The cool thing is when you work with us, we're going to show you how to move these properties. So imagine, making, I don't know, deals where, and we'll show you some of these deals, $40,000, $50,000 per deal. So it's just one of those things out there that you're going to like, holy crap, right? So you want to make sure you're doing this. So how do you ensure a smooth closing, right? Title company and due diligence. You gotta have investor-friendly title companies. We love Kevin Thatcher, who was speaking at the 2-day quick start. We love R. Lee at Concierge Title. She's doing a workshop too. So they're always gonna have your back. And there's the right way and the wrong way to do it. Yeah, we actually go into that in the quick start. We've done full webinars on the right way and the wrong way. So again, you want to make sure that legal compliance and you're using contracts. We're going to use the FARBAR as is contract. So why is that important? It's the standard in our industry in Florida. Everyone here in South Florida or Florida in general has what? A lawyer friend, a title company friend, a realtor friend, or investor friend. I know the national speakers or gurus, I've seen a 1-page or 2-page contract. Yes, they are valid. The challenge becomes, what do you do when things go wrong, right? What do you actually do when now you have a dispute, right? And these are the things that no one tells you behind the scenes. So you want to make sure you do have tools. The guys that say, no money down, all that other good stuff, you still need money for software. A lot of times, if you're actually wholesaling, rehabbing, you actually need money for deposits. If you do subject to, you can get away with no money, and you're going to want to set up the right structure, the right trust agreements. That's going to cost you something. So usually there's some sort of money component involved. And then, of course, the biggest thing, you definitely need to build a power team. You have to surround yourself with the right experts. So these are the 5 things that you need to get deals done. We have seen people get deals done after our quick start. It moves quickly, right? So we want to make sure it's all possible, right? The way we work our coaching program, it's not 6 months of learning and then you figure it out, right? It's not a year of learning, then you figure it out. We want you to go out there and actually do deals. So a lot of you guys are asking me like, hey, what have our students been doing? So what I'm going to show you is some of our success stories that we've done also. So this is one of our deals with Julio. Julio works full-time, works as a dealer at a casino. And Harry, do you want to talk about this deal?
Yeah, Julio found this driving for dollars, going by. This is cleaned up, this picture, but you couldn't see the house from the road. There were 13 abandoned vehicles. Obviously, the house is in terrible condition, probably the worst hoarder's house we've ever seen. Couldn't see the house from this angle. We solved the problems. The man was actually still living in the house. His son didn't like him living there, and so we worked with the son, gave him all the time he needed, solved all the problems, solved the city's problems, which had $386,000 worth of liens on it. And this was actually a 1-acre lot. So from here to about 200 feet back, the back fence was overlooking a golf course. But you couldn't, it was literally a jungle. We had a lot more vehicles, a lot more trash, 2 Africanized beehives. There was a lot of obstacles to overcome, but it worked out very well.
So there's a couple of things that are really important at what Harry talked about, right? Driving for dollars. What the owner really wanted was over $700,000 for the house, right? The son, give or take, it was around 700. We got it for about 350.
And a quarter.
Okay, 325,000. You heard Harry talk about all the liens and violations. What I can tell you, if you're using hard money, they're not going to give you the money. They're going to want to make sure those liens and violations are taken care of. Since it's my money and we're experts on violations, depending on the city, remember all cities are not created equal. So we went in front of the magistrate. So guess how much we got the liens and violations down to? Put in the chat. It was for $386,000. What do you think we got it down to?
I will know by your answer if you've seen this before.
Yeah. So I got a 35 that Shailene, I wish 0. City, right? So go ahead. And again, our wholesale profit was $138,000. All we did was clean up, which was actually really expensive. We had 16 dumpsters, which cost about $8,000 or $9,000. Go ahead, Harry, give them the number on what that
because we were working with the city so well, the code officer actually talked to magistrate in front of us and recommended 0. And the magistrate goes, I can't do that. And he says, how about $1 per case? So it actually costs $3 to get that $386,000 removed.
Yep. And there was some hard costs. The administrative fees was
Yep,
what?
$1,672. So the total was 1,675, $1,675. And we ended up having our buyer.
Yeah. So the kicker is we actually paid zero. We pushed it onto our cash buyer. So $130,000 net profit, right? We're always about net profit, guys. Not
HGTV
yeah,
numbers.
we're gonna tell you what was in our pocket. So our student Julio made 50%, $60,000 plus, right? 65,000 plus.
9,000, yeah.
And he had zero money in the deal. So it's $138,000 profit. So guess what? Julio is our hoarder king. This is another one of Julio's deals. Go ahead, Harry. You want to talk about this one?
Couldn't see this from the road, and it was only 25 feet from the road itself. It was so overgrown. The mother and elderly son were living in the house. The mother died. The son didn't live in the house. He actually lived in the front yard in the jungle, but no one can see him. And eventually he died on the front stoop. So the neighbors called the city, and we ended up cleaning it out. We needed to do double probate. Julio found an heir, another son who was estranged from the family. Didn't even know that his brother had passed, and because there was equity in this deal, it was a pre-foreclosure with equity, and we were able to work out a deal with the son who is out of the area, and we were able to solve this problem, clean out the house, pay off them, pay off the bank, pay off the city with liens and everything. And we ended up, Julio ended up netting on this deal another 110,000. So he got 55,000 on this one. So in two deals within about a 45-day period, they closed within 30 to 45 days of each other. And he made $126,000, which far exceeded his annual salary.
Yeah. And so the cool part is, right, this was driving for dollars for him. Couple things. We paid for probate. So when you work with your one-on-one mentor, they're gonna get you to the finish line. So do I mind paying for probate? No problem. Most investors won't do that. So I actually took out of pocket and paid for it. And then again, we have power teams, right? So we have probate attorneys, foreclosure defense attorneys, all the above, right? And again, so actually Julio's return is almost infinite because he had zero money on the deal, right? So this is one of Harry's deals.
This one was, similar. Just noticed like this, it was overgrown. It's probably waist deep in grass and weeds and everything. Contacted the heirs. It was an estate. They didn't want anything to do with it because the bank wanted more than the house was worth. I asked them to let me give it a shot, and we worked something out. The bank actually did do a short sale. I think we got this for $171,000. The bank wanted over 500, and we didn't touch it except the yard to solve the city city concern. And someone gave us a 350 some odd thousand, $360,000 for the house. And we ended up making that profit. Again, net profit, not HGTV numbers.
Yep. The crazy part is if you actually do the math, it's only $1,000 deposit, right? So as you're seeing on these houses, we're not putting a ton of money down. We're locking it up and we're fixing problems, right? It's about us going out there. This one, I would have, I was like all these houses when I first started, I would have stayed away from. Right. So how many of you guys think this house is move-in ready? Right. Go ahead, Harry. This one with the unsafe structure.
Considered unsafe structure, full of mold, so much so that the bank's appraiser refused to go into this house. It was funny. We had to get another one. The son was living there. The parents had passed away years earlier. He was living in the front room. It was the only room that was semi-decent, but nothing else in the house was functioning. Eventually, the city had him leave the house because it was just, extremely unsafe as far as the roof and electric wires being chewed by the animals and just mold health situation. We ended up solving his problem, again, helping him move on and put this behind him, and him and his dog. And we ended up making a serious profit on this one as well.
Yeah, again, unsafe structure, the old me not educated, I thought it was a teardown. So just because it's unsafe structure, it does not mean it's a teardown. I know, Bruce, you're asking out of those 10K properties, how many convert to actual wholesale deals? It depends. It's just opportunities out there, right? Some of the people, they're going to go to foreclosure. Some of the people are going to go to loan, may do a loan modification. So the idea is if we're averaging at BPM RIA well over $40,000 per wholesale deal. So if you do 5 or 10 deals, right? Imagine with us, think of how much money you're making. And then the idea is to really do them by yourself, where you get to keep all the profit. Angela, I know you're asking, do the students have to put the deal under contract to get the 50%? So when you're in our coaching program, you're going to work directly with one of the mentors, like let's say it's Harry. We're going to put it under contract in one of our company names because they're going to want proof of funds. I am going to put up the money for the deposit. You're going to go out there and find the deal, right? We're going to give you the software. You're going to go out there and talk to them, and your mentor is going to work one-on-one to work with you. So it's really
We'll
important.
teach you everything about the paperwork and what's required step by step. We're going to hold your hand through the entire process. That's what was done for me. It's like I said, look, I ran 2 companies in the past. Just tell me what to do. Hold my hand. I want this. I want to learn this fast. I don't want to take 4 years of schooling to go out and do this. I wanted to earn as I wanted to learn as I was earning. So this is the way we teach others, and we just help you every step of the way, every detail, every phrase, every term, for these contracts. You'll be learning all of this in the program, so that you be able to be an excelled investor in a very short time.
Yep. Now I know some of you guys are thinking, this all sounds great, right? Can I really do it? That's exactly one of our students said. So let me just play. Let's see.
Hi, everybody. My name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just a basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So.
Yep. And so Antonio's also in our Next Million Mastermind, and he is thriving. And now he's actually built out system with cold callers. The funny part is he's not even putting a lot of time in his business. And gosh, he's having 6-figure months right now that it will blow you away also. So this deal right here is another deal that Harry's got. You want to talk about this one?
Also an estate with equity, so with pre-foreclosure and equity. Again, the brother who was estranged hadn't spoken to his brother in more than 30 years. Well, I found him because the numbers were so good. I put this in my Roth. I had my Roth buy this house. Again, minor stuff in there. We did clean it out to resell it, and made the homeowner a deal. We paid for probate, we made the brother a deal, and that's it cleaned out right there because it just looks better. I think it took maybe less than $1,000 to do that. And then the profit, again, wholesaling. So in the morning I closed, I bought the house. In the afternoon I sold it, or the Roth sold it. And this was our profit tax-free, $145,000 tax-free. So this is a major reason why I don't like holding houses.
Yeah, the answer is it depends, right? So what you're seeing on some of these wholesale numbers, they're actually bigger than some of the rehab guys. So these were two duplexes. You want to
That's
talk?
one I was going to be a landlord on. I bought it in my Roth as well. I said, I'm going to be a landlord and have that residual income coming in. Held it actually just 13 days because someone made a credible offer. But we solved the issue. The man was alive, and one was in pre-foreclosure, and added another 265,000 to tax-free to my Roth. And these were done these were closed within a 2-month time frame.
Yep. So that's our all-time record. Same thing, $1,000. And look at the numbers that we're getting tax-free because using a self-directed Roth IRA. So that's some of the things out there. We also rehab houses, right? This is a simple house. We could have wholesaled it. We did this rehab rather quickly, right? So you could see we cleaned it up, we staged it in there. And this one was $67,000 net profit. Again, the student made 50%. Our elite students, I'm going to put up all the money for the deals when it comes to it. And it makes a big difference out there, right? So, we're out there really doing deals. Let's shift gears for a second because while the numbers are impressive, right? What we really do here at BPM REIT, it changes lives. Our next story kind of gets me every time, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
My name is Kevin Tyree. My company name is, I work with BPM REIT. Before joining BPM REIT, my previous career, I worked at the Port of Miami for 23 years, and I also was a buy and hold investor. After joining BPM REIT, I've learned how to wholesale, short sales, work with probate properties, and things of that nature. Join BPM. Thanks, Anish.
Yeah, so Kevin's a licensed real estate agent. He's a buy and hold guy, and he's actually wholesaled houses. So his first wholesale deal was over $90,000, and we did have to evict him. And I'm just going to show you some of the other student deals that we've done. So this is a rehab that we did, took less than 4 months from beginning to end. Again, this is Latanya, one of our elite students. You're starting to see we stage it the same way, right? So look at this profit, $167,000. Again, I put up all the money for the deals, and the student had no money in there. This is one of Violet's deals. This was a wholesale deal that we just did in North Miami that we closed this past month. Again, this was a pre-probate, and the crazy thing was it was a bird dog. So take a look at this number, $170,000. This was also another deal. Again, we're just showing you deals in our market. This was Julio, wholesale deal. We closed on it, had some violations, didn't have to worry about the violations. We took care of everything, right?
Just a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. And this was $122,000. Again, $60,000 in his pocket also, and taking no risk, right?
So if you noticed, Julio has 3 deals over $100,000 profit each. His fourth deal was a little less, but on 3 deals he made over, the profit was $375,000.
Yep. And so deal here in South Miami. Again, we just wholesale the deals. I just want to show you some of the success stories out there. Like if you're looking at our numbers, we have some pretty big numbers. So, right, $235,000 on that end of it. I'll show you a couple more. Right, same thing, 55 and over, mold. We rehab, this one we wholesaled it. Right.
This was another student, Sandra's deal.
Yep, $61,000. And I'll play one last video of one of our other students also, what she said.
Yeah, we didn't touch that. We didn't clean it up.
Hi, my name's Nicole Bergatti. I'm with Bergatti Properties, and I'm currently a full-time employee of CBRE. I'm events and meeting coordinator. And prior to starting the 2-day quick start course, I've always wanted to do real estate. I've always been interested in flipping homes and all that good stuff. And I knew Anish, and I knew that this is what he did. And he's so smart and he knows real estate so well. And so I went ahead and just took the course, and I am so glad I did, because a couple months later, we ended up closing a deal that was worth $42,000. And that's great money. And now I have a few more deals in the pipeline, and I'm super excited about my investing future. And that wouldn't have been possible without Anish and his team. And I 100% recommend that you take this course, get started, and do it.
Yeah, and Nicole is actually in the Tampa market, right? So it's pretty cool when it comes to that. I know, Edwin, you're asking me, do you need a specific credit score to join our mentorship? The answer is no. Our third-party link, which Alexa had, they do need a credit score. What's unique is we do have a payment plan that we do internally also. And I don't check your credit. Remember, I lost everything and had to file bankruptcy. So my credit was shot. And I had some money out there hustling, right, doing rentals. And I realized I couldn't even do my own program. So what you're definitely going to want to do is book a discovery call, because that way we can help answer all your questions all the way through, right? So again, no credit, no problem. We put up 100% of the money. Our profit sharing, right? You make money on your first deal, 50%, right? You make on that. No more analysis paralysis. Our mentors get paid on the 50% that we split with you. So they have a vested interest in you doing well. And more importantly, you have direct access to your mentors. We give you unlimited support. How many of you guys are loving this? How many of you guys are getting some good information? Put in the chat. I want to make sure we've been delivering some good information. So our program does start at $19,997, and our elite program is $38,997. What I'm going to tell you is book a discovery call. You're going to have a lot of questions. There's no upsell, right? So I'm going to pay for the software. I'm going to put up the money for the deals. I'm going to pay for inspection reports, appraisals, all the above. So go ahead and book it to start a discovery call, right? Some of you guys are saying, hey, I want to do this. I want to know more information. Some of you guys say, hey, listen, I want to do that 2-day quick start that's coming up May 17th and 18th, right? Alexa touched on this, right? We're going to show you off-market deals. We're going to have 4 great speakers talking about REIFABs, contractors. I'm going to show you how we use AI. I actually added this last time, self-directed IRAs, right? How to make money tax-free, how to raise money, assignments and double closings. We're going to show you how to find off-market deals. Literally, we're giving you all this stuff in there. So one of the things I am going to do is I love people that are in action. I'm going to give special bonuses for today, right? So when you join our 2-day quick start, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to Marshall Silver's Turning Point. That's where you saw me break that board and unfortunately break my face. So I've been part of Marshall's inner circle, spent well over $60,000 with him. I love it. It's literally changed my mindset. So I'm going to give you those 2 tickets for free. I'm also, anyone that joins our 2-day quick start, I am also going to provide transactional funding. That's going to be included there too. That's a $10,000 value. I told you about our co-wholesaling program, guys. Over 10,000 cash buyers. So that's a $40,000 value. You get it under contract, I'm going to walk you all the way through to the finish line. And of course, our power team's another 25,000, or probably worth even more. That's all included, right? So it's an $80,995 value. The other thing that was really important was Alexa told you, I give you a money back guarantee. You say, hey, Nish, it's not for me. You lied. Guess what? I will give you your money back after Saturday. It is going to be via Zoom, cameras on. So when we originally did these things in person, the cost was almost $2,000. So again, we talked about people in action. I saw a lot of you guys that said, hey, I'm really interested in our quick start. So here's the deal. The first 3 people, Alexa knows, right? You can put the link in there in the chat. It's going to be $197. Yep, you heard it right. 197 bucks for the first three people in there. So you gotta go ahead. Alexa's already putting the link in there. For members, it's $495. Non-members, it's $695. So go ahead and put it in the chat. She's doing that. I know one person is gonna get this for free. I do have a couple quick questions. Ronaldo, yes. Do we invest in land? Yes. It all just depends on pricing. Isabel, I'm not really sure. You're asking me, do we always have to sell it? I'm not really sure what you mean. The context
She's
on
a
that.
buy and hold girl. She said that
Yeah.
in the chat, so I think that
Oh,
makes
got it. Okay, yeah. So if you're doing the deal with me, you could buy me out. I'm not going to buy and hold it with you. So you do have that option. Let's say we could wholesale and the profit for easy numbers 20,000. You could buy me out for the 10 grand. What I'm going to tell you is you shouldn't buy me out, just find another property. I want you to keep all of the money, right? So again, I'm not going to hold it with you. It just, we never know when it comes to that. And then let's see, Yvonne's asking us a long question. Let me see. I'd like to know how you deal with sellers that are stuck on unrealistic asking price. One of the things, it could be terms, creative terms. And if not, you just move on, right? If they're stuck on it, they're stuck on it. That means they are not motivated, right? So I had a 5-unit building. I had all these people. I'll give you this cash offer, this. I owned it free and clear. I was not motivated until I actually got a person that was really interested. For a newbie, this is exactly for you, right? Our quick start are for people that are new. They're also for people that have done a few deals and they want to scale. Our mentoring, I take away all the risk, right? So a lot of you guys said, hey, I want to make more money in 2025. Here's your opportunity. The challenge is it is already April, right? So that's what I'm always worried about. I know, Alexa, we're doing great on time. Like, we got this
Yes.
all within 90 minutes. So who's the one lucky person that is going to get paid to show up?
I am so happy to say congratulations to Magali. Congrats on winning the free seat. I'm so
Awesome.
happy for you. And I just had to say one comment, Anish. Like
Yep.
you guys briefly touched on it, the whole thing about competition. Me being behind the scenes at the RIA, I see so much. I see who's opting out, who's not responsive. Like you guys, like Harry said, there is enough for everyone. People are quitting every day. I'll say that. Like, I don't want you to be that person. So let's go. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't want to be negative, but that's also a positive for you guys.
yes, it is. Again, like if you haven't noticed, you've been following us, like we are committed at BPM RIA. We always say it's your RIA. I looked at it, we're almost hosting or doing almost 14 events in the last 2 months. It is. You guys got me working hard. We've had guest speakers. We're adding fireside chats. We're doing in-person events. Some of the other things, if you do have topics that we are not hitting or you have some interest, I will do my best to bring up those topics when it comes to it. Alexa, if you do get a chance, this would really also help us out if you give us a 5-star Google
Yes,
review.
please. I'll drop the link in the chat
Is
right now.
really important for us to get the word out there. And just put in what you really liked about this, webinar. Hey, maybe you just like, Harry's input or Alexa's, and this way we want to spread the wealth out there. So for us, it is unbelievably exciting. So hopefully the first 3 people, right? We're about action. It's 197 bucks out there, right? If you're not the first 3, it's still $495 for members, $695 for non-members. Some of you guys talked about you want to become members out there. There's a lot of value from Home Depot to Rent Perfect, a lot of things out there. And again, we have member pricing and non-member pricing also. So again, I want to thank you guys. Tomorrow we have a webinar with Jose with Advanced Tax Advisors. Thursday, I'm kind of doing a fireside chat with our members. Christy and John. They've actually done our 2-day quick start, and it's great to watch them flourish, guys. So I want to thank you guys for hopping on the webinar, being part of our group today, and supporting our organization, guys. So thank you so much for everything. So
Thank you guys. Look out for my email. I'll send each and every one of you a thank you email coming from me, Alexa at bpmria.com. Just want to get connected with you guys and follow up with these links and details and all that good stuff.
yep,
So
and I already see some of you guys already booking a discovery call. Absolutely, go ahead and do it. We only take 8 students per month out there, so go ahead, and I look forward to seeing you guys, and have a great day today, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
bye. See you guys tomorrow.